The central premise of the Good Friday Agreement is that the two markets are identical, and one of them is staying in the customs union. So how can the other one not be identical?
Because you can still respect from the UK side the requirements.
But it has to be enshrined in law. That's a requirement of the Good Friday Agreement.
But you can still respect the requirements.
No. It has to be enshrined in law. It's not a question of optionally respecting things. It has to be the same laws.
But the argument that follows, if you respect the Good Friday Agreement, then the UK is therefore committing to comply with a vast proportion of the requirements
yes.
of the EU.
There you go.
But not necessarily all of them. But not necessarily everything that's in the customs union.
Well, what, for example, what?
Well, I'm not an expert on all the detail.
Well, don't do this. Please don't do this, because now I end up saying to you, you need to. No, please, David, if you can't explain with a single example the principle, and to be fair, if you're going to start talking about Venn diagrams, I think I'm allowed to ask you to suggest something where we could break our Good Friday Agreement commitment to regulatory alignment. So
I'm not suggesting we break the Good Friday Agreement.
You are, David.
We have to comply with each and every item in the customs union.
And so what sort of items are you thinking that we won't comply with? And you say, I don't know. So what do you think you're actually saying out loud?
What I'm saying is that the Good Friday Agreement does not require the customs union to be in place.
Right.
It requires...
I'll say it again, right? So you've got a mass of land which is divided in two. There is a law in place that says both sides of that divide have to operate in exactly the same trade scenario. They have to obey exactly the same rules. They have to obey exactly the same regulatory frameworks. They have to obey exactly the same laws regarding taxation and workers' rights and whatever it may be. Okay? Mm-hmm. Both sides of that divide have to, by law, be identical. One of them is in the customs union.
Yeah.
The other one has to be identical to the one that's in the customs union.
Okay.
Do you see it now?
But that doesn't mean you have to be in the customs union to adopt the same requirements.
So I now say to you for the fourth time, what are the trading arrangements that you think aren't covered by the customs union that we could somehow opt out of while still respecting the legislative requirements of the Good Friday Agreement?
I have to say that as I haven't read the full detail of the customs union, I can't be drawn on that. But okay. You're more of an expert on the customs union, so you'll probably...
It's not a question of being an expert on the customs union. It's a question of understanding what regulatory alignment means. And you're saying, well, maybe we could be aligned... With respect, David, you're saying we could be aligned but not aligned.
No, I'm saying you could be aligned but not be in the customs union.
But you're obeying all the rules of the customs union.
You're respecting them, yes, and you'd adopt them all.
But the Good Friday Agreement says that has to be enshrined in law.
Okay, and so it can be enshrined in UK law.
So then that's so we're enshrining in UK law the requirements of customs union membership while calling it something else.
That's effectively what I think you'll be finding that is coming out of the announcement from Downing Street.
So we're just changing the words because people are so stupid they won't notice that nothing's changed except the words.
You could put it that way. I'm sure they'll find there's one odd rule.
So now we've moved then, David. We've moved, have we, from the claim that you could somehow have regulatory alignment without having to align in a regulatory fashion, and now we're saying that we're going to carry on as we are, but we're going to tell the people that everything's different.
You have the regulatory alignment, but that isn't what everyone was looking for. So I think the question, if you have the Good Friday Agreement and the non-membership of the customs union, is that what's actually been announced from Downing Street must be that we're retaining the majority of things under a different name.
Or we're waving goodbye to Northern Ireland. So what you've done with your Venn diagrams, you've concluded that either nothing's going to change, but Downing Street's opinion of the British public is now so low that they think they can tell the British public things have changed by changing the words but not the laws, or Northern Ireland is no longer a de facto part of the United Kingdom. Those, under your own analysis with your own Venn diagrams, those are your two options.
I think it's the...
those are your two options.
I don't think we'd be saying goodbye to Northern Ireland.
So we're going to
So,
change nothing then, but pretend that we've changed loads.
That's more likely the case.
And you voted for that, did you?
I did vote Brexit, but I voted to
To change nothing, but to just change the words a bit.
No, it was actually to have the right to create our own laws, etc.
It was to do what, mate?
Control over borders. It was to have the right to change to control our own laws and.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to embarrass you any further. I'll just refer you to caller after 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 caller who voted to change our own laws, but just like you with your regulatory alignments, couldn't name a single solitary example.